Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back to your daily crypto news and analysis, and we have a lot to go over in this video, and I do hope that you are all having a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are out there in the world. But before we dive on in and go over all this information, I just want to let you guys in on the fact that the free Discord just got a massive upgrade. That's right, you can now join into this Discord. It is completely free. There is so much information that is in here. Definitely join in. There's going to be a link at the top of the description as well as in the comments below. And with that being said, let's dive on in. So, going back 6 years ago, that's right, 6 years ago, Ripple held a meeting. But it wasn't just a random meeting, it was Ripple Swell. Think about how crazy this is. A blockchain-based company held a meeting for the world's central banks, and they gathered over 24 of them from around the world to explore how new technologies enable the next generation of payments. Now, this link is dead. You can't even go to it. It got removed, but they are still holding the Ripple Summit year over year, where the largest players out there around the financial system come to meet and talk about this technology, talk about the next generation of payments, finance itself, right? So think about how crazy it is that a blockchain-based company like Ripple is holding banking conferences for the world's largest banks. That is insane. Now, why is that important today? Well, because back in 2023, we know that Ripple is still in discussions with dozens of central banks, with more than 20 governments and central banks talking to Ripple about CBDC projects. Today's announcement of the enhancements to the CBDC platform is well positioned to deliver more innovation adoption plus transformative use cases around the world. Ripple is ahead of pretty much every single name in this space when it comes to CBDC initiatives and even working with the largest names out there around the financial space. And we also know that a revolution is upon us. Listen, I don't need to be the one to tell you guys that. Doing a quick Google search on how many central banks are looking into CBDCs or even possibly in the next phases of CBDCs could open your eyes to that. And spoiler alert, 93% of them are already in active engagements around CBDCs. When we look at Europe, though, with the adoption of MiCA at the end of this year, we are going to see everything move even faster. Now, why am I bringing MiCA up? Why am I talking about Europe? Well, because when we look at the Digital Euro Association, so this is not like 100% confirmation that Ripple is working on the digital euro. No, this is a organization that is specializing in information behind CBDCs, stablecoins, crypto assets, and so forth around Europe. They do make an impact, and it is going to be a big one. And it's really just a learning process of how these things will work, and their full focus is digitalization. And we even have a quote here that the digitization of the monetary system is progressing. The monetary system will undergo fundamental changes over the next decade. And yes, although we have to wait, a few years before the, big moves happen around this entire monetary system, during that time, we will still experience the liquidity cycles. We will still experience a bull and bear cycle. It's not like we have to sit here and be like, oh, wow, we have to wait 10 years for anything, major to happen. No, we don't, right? We're still going to be making a ton of money cycle over cycle off of altcoins. But the biggest changes happening out there will happen over the next decade. And Ripple and even Xrp will be fundamental to those changes. I strongly believe so, and I've told you guys why. I've done the research on why as well. Now, outside of that, when we look at the members of the DEA, we have Ripple, LF0, Eurodollar. We have some silver members here where the HBAR Foundation is, RTGS.global. You also have bronze members where you have like Circle and a few other big names, even banks. This is a fundamental group to focus on. Same with even the Digital Pound Foundation. They are big names and organizations that are streamlining the push behind the technology that is really kind of reinventing the wheel around the monetary system, especially in these big areas like Europe or even the UK, etc. Now, outside of this, the reason why I bring this up is because this is not the only thing that Ripple is on where it's centered around the euro or even working with the ECB technically. We also have this from 2019. Okay, this was back in June of 2019. This is Stella. This is a joint research project of the ECB and the Bank of Japan. Ripple is highlighted in here roughly 5 times. We have selected private sector initiatives, and this is the Interledger Protocol. That's the big one that was chosen. But then we also have Ripple has developed Xcurrent, which connects financial institutions via a global network of participating entities, RippleNet. Xcurrent is built around IOP and enables bidirectional communication between participating entities and coordination of payments across ledgers. Now, they do also mention Swift with Swift GPI, but we already know that Swift is not doing messaging, or Swift is not doing settlement. They're only doing messaging. So Ripple is providing clearing and settlement even around messaging. So when we talk about Swift, I don't even really bring them up in conversation when we're talking about Ripple or even on-demand liquidity or Ripple payments technically, because they don't have that fundamental clearing and settlement movement. They only have messaging, which if they're fixing messaging for Ripple, and Ripple is the one that is going to be clearing and settling, things of value, hey, that's great. But Ripple is mentioned 5 times here. They do, even include the actual source. But regardless, right, Ripple is highlighted within this selected private sector initiatives. Now, is this like a big deal? Like, oh, wow, look at like the ECB is working with Ripple. No, but it just shows you how big Ripple is even back then, even today, though, as well, considering the fact that they're still on the Digital Euro Association. They're still in discussions with over 20 plus central banks and even government entities, but also they are in these major meetings. And this was back in 2023 with the EU regarding blockchain and sustainability within the public and private sector. And this is with Ripple. And we even have Renew Europe. So they're still there. They're still working with Europe. And also, this is happening on May 24th. This is the State of the Union. What are the pros and cons of blockchain regulation? And this is with Ripple, right? They're hosting this panel. And Stuart Alderati is going to be there. This is directly around and centered around Europe. Now, also, we just got a big update to this article. This was originally posted back in 2022, and it's now been updated as of May of 2024, May 18th, actually. And this is an accelerated shift to instant payments across Europe. And this is from Ripple. Now, if you guys don't know, big shout out to Smoke Dog for this. We have from Ripple, EU is updating SEPA to reduce friction by expanding crypto forward solutions like Ripple's crypto-enabled payment solution to streamline instant payments in Europe with crypto. Hint, it's not going to be Doge. And I just want to move this over so that we can see the full view. So I'm going to break down all the information within this article after I read this first. So we have eagerness to streamline instant payments in Europe. We have this piggybacks on 2016's Payment Services Directive 2, PSD2, which aims to increase competition in an already competitive payments industry, bring into scope new types of payment services, enhance customer protection and security, and extend the directive's reach. Now down here we have the European Payments Council has also made progress through the SEPA Instant Credit Transfer System, an update to the original SEPA Single Euro Payments Area program designed to reduce friction with data and cost issues in Euro payments. On the bottom there, we have expanding crypto forward solutions like Ripple's crypto-enabled payments solution, which frees up working capital by eliminating the need for pre-funding and removes the need for complex clearing mechanisms. In the background, can open new doors to make instant payments available to more PSPs. Embracing this crypto strategy would further enable instant payments across Europe, regardless of currency symmetry or capital resources. Now, you might be wondering, well, why don't they just adopt it? Why don't they tap in? Well, it's because of the obstacle in the way. It's a locked door, and the only thing that can unlock that is regulations. That's why we have been talking about this for so long, on why there is a flood behind this door, and the only way to let that flood in is by unlocking it through regulations. That's all we have to wait for. And I know that waiting sucks, and I know that we're getting impatient, but that is the truth, right? Like, we're waiting for regulations. That's when this entire space does change. Now, outside of this post, let's go to the full breakdown of this article. So With the help of some AI, I did do a full breakdown of the most information or the most important information within this article. I said, looks like Ripple just updated an article from 2022 regarding an accelerated shift to instant payments across Europe. With MiCA on path to usher in digital asset regulation in Europe, I think now is one of the most important times to be focused on what's happening in the EU. Here are some key points from this article. Progress in instant payments. Instant payments are becoming the preferred transaction method across the EU and even the UK. The European Commission is working to build resilient financial infrastructure and make instant payments universally available. And yes, they are. And the best part about this is we already know Ripple's in discussions with a lot of those big players, even around Europe. We have challenges and proposals. EC's proposals for Payment Services Directive 3, PSD 3, and the Payment Services Regulation PSR in June of 2023 aim to keep pace with electronic payments developments. Objectives include uniform rules across the EU, clear payment information, fast payments, consumer protection, and a wide choice of payment services. Current gaps and cost. 1 in 3 EU payment service providers does not have or offer instant euro payments. Up to 70 million payment accounts in the euro area do not support instant payments. Instant payments can cost up to 30 euros per transaction. Now, we also have PSD 3 and also PSR measures emphasize reducing fraud, improving open banking, and harmonizing rules for e-money and payment institutions. Aim to establish clear rights and obligations for customer data sharing, leading to innovation or innovative financial products and services. Single payment area goal. The EU aims to support a high payment area for easy and safe cross-border payments with domestic payment charges. UK's faster payment system saw a significant increase in processing volumes in 2022 and also Q2 of 2023. The UK Payment Systems Regulator, PSR, is advancing the new payments architecture to accommodate interbank payments and consolidate existing systems. New payment architecture as well will drive adoption of ISO 20022 financial messaging standards, supporting real-time payment products and richer transaction data. Highs and hiccups. Traditional banking models are being challenged by instant payment services. 42% of respondents in a PwC survey expect acceleration in cross-border, cross-currency instant B2B payments within 5 years. Challenges in pan-European payment collaborations due to conflicting interest and lack of critical mass participants, as seen in the P27 initiative. Trends supporting instant payments, rapid modernization of B2B and B2C payments landscape. The European Central Bank exploring a digital euro to offer a resilient, competitive, and innovative payment solution by 2028. Global interest in digital currencies. Over 90% of central banks are researching or piloting CBDCs. Swedish Riksbank is ahead with the e-krona, preparing for its possible issuance. And then we also have the competitive advantage. Europe's advancements in payment rails and digital first approach are expected to provide a competitive edge in the global financial landscape. Changes on the horizon globally for digital assets as a whole, especially central banks and organizations behind them, look to regulate and harness next-gen tech. The world is changing and it will leave behind those who fail to change with it. I am more focused on utility projects now than ever before, like So Forth and many others. Utility will shine when it's time. Regulations and standards are coming, whether you want to admit it or not. I'm prepared for the short term and even the long term. And yes, 100%, like guys, as we really look at the space, you don't need to be locked in only on utility projects. You can have a massive diversified portfolio. And when I say massive, it could be like 5 to 10 projects of your choice. Doesn't matter. Whatever your plan is, have a diversified portfolio. That way you see gains in the short term that you can even flow into utility projects, or just make sure that you are locking in gains every single cycle while holding altcoins like even Xrp that might not move as much as others, right? That way you can maximize your ROI, but also make sure that the long-term future ahead is solidified within your portfolio. But regardless of that, right? We know major change is coming because even back here, the ECB told us that DLT is crucial. We have technological innovation has in many ways transformed our lives. Existing industries such as retail, publishing, and music have changed beyond recognition, and new ones such as virtual reality and artificial intelligence have emerged thanks to technological breakthroughs. Will the financial industry be the next to be transformed by new technologies? And this whole thing breaks down DLT. Like, they're addressing DLT as the big change to the financial space. And you notice how they never utilize like crypto or like digital currencies or digital assets. No, it's always DLT. most people don't realize that DLT is actually crypto. This is a way that they really kind of persuade people to think like, oh, crypto is not the big thing. It's actually DLT. And it's because they don't understand that DLT is like majority of this space. So it's just so funny to me when you have a major bank like the ECB telling you about like DLT and how this will transform like the financial system. Because as we really look at the financial system, it is changing. Every single day, we are starting to see more and more big banks, institutions, asset management companies. They're all looking to crypto. They're all looking at tokenization, and it's happening right in front of us. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys would definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on for some more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter, and definitely join the free Discord if you guys haven't already. It is a game changer. And with that being said, this has been Nick. Peace out.